Welcome friends. Today I will share with you an experience that we had around 25 years ago with our garden hose. My parents required a garden hose and they went to a city dealer and they asked for a good quality garden hose. The dealer showed us a very good garden hose. It was well packed and we liked the garden hose, so we purchased it and brought it home. When we brought it home and unwrapped the garden hose, we found that both of the ends of the garden hose were tied. We untied one of the end and found that air was filled inside the garden hose with pressure. And as soon as the air left the garden hose that was looking very strong and good started looking very pale and weak. That was a bit disappointing, but anyhow, we deployed the garden hose in our garden. After a few days of working, we observed that the garden hose was not up to the mark. It would, while moving in the garden, taking from one place to another place, the garden hose will curl, it will get turns, and that was getting unmanageable day by day. So it was a bit of annoyance that every time you have to use garden hose, you have to be extra careful about the garden hose rather than the gardening. The third thing came, the garden hose started to become oily. Every day we will see that our hands will become greasy and some oily substance from the garden hose will stick to our hands. So we try to wash it from the garden hose, but that won't go off easily. And lastly, there came winters. In winters, the garden hose became quite hard. It started to crack, and by the end of the winters, our garden hose, that was a single unit as we purchased, we had 10 to 12 garden hose pieces by the end of the winter. So that single garden hose did not last even 1 year. So that was very disappointing and little bit shocking also, that we had paid in full, we had asked for a good quality, and yet we were not getting the good quality garden hose. And so by chance, after 13 to 14 years, we started our own garden hose manufacturing unit. And from the very day one, we knew that what type of garden hose we are to make. We knew that the experience that we had around 13 years ago, we will not let that experience come to any of our customer. So our garden hose, we made it always to be curl resistant, we made it to be any weather resistant, be it summers or be it winters. Our garden hose should not break in winters, it should not become oily, and above all, it should be value for money product. You should be able to focus on your gardening rather than removing the curls and turns of your garden hose. So here we have the Garud garden hose. It's one of the best quality garden hose that will not let you experience the pain that we had experienced from 25 years ago now. So why wait? Just go ahead and buy our Garud garden hose from www.garudpipes.in. And also you can look out for the reviews of our customers, from old customers. You can go to Amazon, you can go to our own website, and the customers have been using our garden hose for 4 to 5 years normally, and whenever they need another garden hose, they sure come back to us for another garden hose, Garud garden hose.